Hi guys, so today we're going to do a few fun little projects that you saw in the intro there. So this is the Spellbinders Let Your Heart Soar February 2021 card kit, and this was sent free of charge for my review by Spellbinders, and all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box are affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So I have a few things planned here. I do want to use the stamp set today. This particular image has a die to go with it, so we're going to use that. We're going to use some of our papers, the die cuts, and lots of fun things, papers that are in here to make a couple of a card. And then another thing, it looks like a card, but it's a little kind of a dimensional box. And so let me grab the things I want or I need to use out of the kit, and we will get started. Okay, so I'll start by stamping our image. I'm going to use this little guy right here. And I am using a squid ink, which is a hybrid ink. So you can use this with alcohol ink markers or water-based, watercolors, water-based markers, however, which is really great. Ooh, I took a little heart. Oh, that is so cute. Tiny little heart there. I meant to grab this guy. And these are, acrylic stamps. And let me open this up. I'm also going to get my sentiment, I believe, from this stamp set, but for now we're just going to stamp this little guy and let that set up, and then I'm going to color them in with some alcohol ink markers that I have here. Stamp's really nice and crisp. So cute. So I'm just going to let that set up a little bit, but I can start with some markers. So what I like to do whenever it's something I'm going to leave white, like this envelope, I like to use a little bit of a light gray or a very light blue just to give it some accents, so it looks like, we're shading it and doing stuff like that, but not really coloring the whole thing. That's about all that I would do with that little guy. Just a light gray. And I'm going to color in my little bird, I think, with some blue turquoise and a little bit of orange for his little beak here. The smallest amount. I'm just going to put a little bit of color in there. And just so I can see what I'm doing here, just bring that a little bit closer. It's such a small area. And everything else, I'm just going to blend in my light blue. And I'm not sure if I want to cover the whole body. I was thinking about this. I guess we might as well. Blend that out to nothing. And then the darkest one just under his little wing. A little bit. Bring that out with a medium tone. And then blend it back out. Let's make sure we're on the light one. I think that's cute to leave his little tail a little bit white at the ends. And then for his wings, I'm going to do the same thing. Just start with the lightest blue and the different layers. And this bottom one, I'm going to make it super dark, or more dark than anything. Going with that medium color. And that is how easy it is to color this guy in. And then from there, I'm just going to use the medium color in this medium area, the middle area. And then use the lightest one. And then go with the lightest one again, just a little bit. Just so there's a little gradation in color on his wings. And that is it. So let me grab the die that coordinates with him, and I'll be right back. Okay, I have my dies here. And before I move on to that, those same little hearts, or this little heart, I'm going to take that little tiny guy and just put a little heart on my envelope here. Cute. And then I'm just going to color him in with some red, and this is very small, so I'm just going to pop a little bit of color in there. I'm not going to take the time to shade it and all that, but it's super cute. It's so small. And I'll use this die to cut him out, and I will be right back. Okay, we have our little guy here. Look at that. Adorable. And so I have the card base from the kit here, and I just cut a piece of paper to mat it, and it is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to use one of the little frames and our little die cut stamped image and some sequins and a little acetate. If you don't have acetate, you can always use carrier sheets. Even the carrier sheets that are on the stamps or things like that in this kit, or the ones that hold the stickers or whatever it is, packaging, there's always ways to find something like acetate, but what I mean is like this stuff right here. You can use that. So I do have a little scrap piece here that I'm going to be using. So I just grabbed some of the paper with the little paper airplanes. So that was cute. Kind of goes back to, you know, envelopes, paper, those kind of things. And I'll go through our chipboard frames. Pick something out that I think looks cute with the size of what we got going on. And when I make my choice, I will be right back. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this one. And again, you know, I can measure this. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball about how much of this acetate I need, just to fit behind that frame. Go ahead and glue that down, and when I come back, I'll have that set up, because the glue takes a little second to dry, and then I will have some foam tape on the back of this. We'll make a sweet little shaker card with our little accent pieces that we made. Okay, we're ready to go. And whenever you put your foam on there, just make sure you don't have any gaps where the glitter and things can fall out, whatever it is that you're using, especially if it's a finer glitter. You definitely don't want that falling out there. I'm just going to put a few of these little guys, not too many. It's a small frame, and then when you put too many, it doesn't shake too well, so I always like to put, you know, just a few. Kind of flatten it out a little bit. And let me see, where do I want to put this? Maybe about here. You can definitely color these chipboard pieces in if you want to color the frame or add a little accents to it, or however it's with alcohol ink, or maybe even markers, but the alcohol ink would look really nice. Okay, and then I have my little piece, and then I also took this from the die cut set from the die cut shapes pack, and I kind of want to use that here too somewhere. That'd be cute. Okay. So I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to grab some dimensionals from the kit really quick, and I'll be right back. I'm going to put them on the back of our little bird. Okay, we have our little bird all ready to go. I'm just going to put him right down here. So our little guy. And then just for the sentiment, I'm going to use the Sending You, and then we have Hugs and Kisses. There is a die cut for Hugs and Kisses, but I'm just going to stamp it on the inside of the card. So we have Sending You Love, you know, sending you a little note. There's lots of different things on here. We can mix and match that. And I'm just going to stamp it in black ink again. And then I'm just going to layer this little piece, once I cut it out, over another piece from the kit. So I'm just going to trim this out and then layer it over this little scrap piece that I have from the kit, and that'll be our outside Sending You. Okay, so I'm going to put this little piece here, this little die cut piece. I did Sending You, and since I'm going to finish it on the inside, I left a little space, and what I'm going to do is just put, with a micron pen, dot, dot, dot. So that means there's more to come on the inside of the card, right? So Sending You, and then whatever you want to finish it off with on the inside. I'll just put those two there. This little guy in here. And just a sweet little card. Move that over a little bit more. See a little more of the leaves there. Okay, and then on the inside I will go ahead and stamp the Hugs and Kisses. Okay, and there's our sweet card, Sending You. I add a little heart there. Hugs and Kisses. Sweet and quick. I just love the way the little guy came together so quickly. So what I'm going to do is grab some papers. The next project we're going to work on takes some work to make a little box, is basically what I was envisioning. So I will be right back with the papers we're going to use and measurements, and then we'll go from there. Okay, guys, so for our base card, I'm going to use this sheet of paper from the kit. It's such a gorgeous color. Oh, my camera never likes to see a whole piece of paper like that. Let me back up a little bit. Maybe it'll help it focus on other things. But what we're going to do, since I want to use just this one piece for the base card, I'm going to do it a certain way. There's lots of ways to make a little kind of box trinket. However you want to do it works out, okay? But this is how I'm going to do it today. So I'm going to take this piece, I'm going to cut it at 5.5 because I still want it to be a 5.5 inch card, standard A2, so 5.5 by 4.25. And then I'm going to use this for, in just a little bit, we need that to make our box frame. And then this way I'm going to do 9.5 because I still want the same, but I want a 1 inch binding, like a, yeah, on the side there. So 9.5. And that'll be good enough for this here. So we have that, again, 5.5 by 9.5. And then the extra strip that we cut off is 3 inches. So just to maximize it, I'm just gonna cut it right in half at 1.5 inches. But before I do that, I want the length of them to be, let me see, 5, 3, 9, 9.25. And that just leaves a 1/4 inch to connect these pieces to make a frame. If you want it to be bigger than that, then just add a little bit more, but I'm just gonna use a 1/4 inch. But again, if you add a little bit more, it'll be sturdier. Let's see here. And you have all this paper, so you can still do that with. So I'm gonna cut that off. Again, 9.25. So it's 3 by 9.25 right now, and then I'm just gonna slice it right at 1.5 inches. And hopefully that's nice and straight. Okay. So we have two pieces that are 9.25 by 1.5, and our base that's 5.5 by 9.5, and I'm gonna get a scoring board and I'll be right back. Okay, so on our scoring board, we're gonna score this just like it was a standard A2 size card at 4.25 on one side. Go ahead and turn it, and 4.25 on the other side, or you know, however if you want to do the calculation, but I just rather flip it and do 4.25 on the other side too. So basically we just made a spine, and we're going to insert our little box on the inside of this. So it's still A2 size card, but it has that thickness there. I'm not quite bone folding it yet because I'm not ready for that, but that's our base. And then our strips, what we're going to do with these guys is score them in a few different spots. So this is what I was saying. I'm leaving a little bit on one of them to attach to the other side. But okay, so let's get started here. Okay, so the first scores we're going to do this. So again, this is 9.25 inches long. I had mentioned that I was going to leave a 1/4 inch, but that would leave a 1/4 inch on either side. So I'm just going to do 1/2 inch on one side because we really just need to attach it on one side and then the other. So that works out. So we're going to have a nice amount. So what we're going to do on the 9.25 inch here is score at 5. And then we need to score it at 8.75, but you know, my paper runs out here. So what I'm gonna do is just match it back up at the beginning here. And basically at 3.75, give it another score. And that leaves me a little 1/2 inch piece here. And that's fine. And then just on either side, it doesn't matter where, but you need to score this at 1 inch. So it leaves that 1/2 inch bottom, okay? And I'm gonna do the exact same with this guy. Again, 5, 8.75, and then 1/2 inch from the bottom, or 1 inch from this side. Either way, you're gonna do that little 1/2 inch piece here. Okay, and to get these pieces ready, it's just like any standard box you're gonna build up. You know, we can get rid of this whole piece, we can keep it. It just depends on what you wanna do, but we do need to trim those areas. So let me go ahead and fold it first. That way we're folding one nice long piece instead of messing with a couple little pieces. And again, I'm kind of doing this on the fly. I'm just coming up with it as I go along, so it might be another streamlined way to do it later, but for now, this is what I'm doing. Right, so basically what happens is, let me cut this right here. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut it at an angle to that, and to here. You can cut it right at the center if you want, but this way when we go to put it together, it just kind of nestles in a little bit nicer on the base of your card. And same thing for this guy. You know, however you want to do it. I'm just trying to see. I need this one. Just get rid of a corner or however you want to do it. I might even get rid of that one. I don't really need it. But If you want to keep it so it's nice and contained, then you keep that piece, but you don't really have to keep it. And one other cut I'm going to make, I don't want to confuse you guys, it's just down like this. So I'm going to let you check that out, keep an eye out, see what it looks like. And I'm going to do the exact same thing for this other piece, okay? And I'll be right back. Okay. So we have the two pieces. I do want you to note, one has the tab on this side, one has the tab here, because we're going to adhere them together like this to make a frame. Now, we could have done this with one piece of paper that then you just score, with the different areas and fold it up like, into a square. But I wanted to use the same color sheet of paper, and we have the one piece. So I just did a little something different just so that would work out. Again, we're just going to glue our tabs. That's what I said. I don't really need this little piece of tab, but it's there, and I'm just going to leave it for now. But we don't have to keep that. Oh, and also if you want to just take a little corner off of that piece, just so it matches up like these pieces, you just take a little corner off of there. However you want to clean it up. Like I said, I'm kind of just making this up at this point, so whatever works for you. So something like that. So I'm going to glue those two together, tab to tab, and this little bottom tab too, just because it's still there, that little piece, but you could just cut that off. And I'm going to hold that till the glue dries, and then I'm going to come around and glue this tab to this side. Okay, so now we have our little frame that's 3 3/4 by 5. I'll be right back. Now we have that pretty sturdy. Again, it's going to go in here. And then what I'm going to do is mat this inside just so it looks pretty with another piece of paper. So we're just going to mat this outside just like any other, card project. I am going to corner around it just because I like the way that looks. So I'm just going to take this. But if you want to just flat, that's fine too, just straight. It kind of looks like a little book that way. And then I'm going to cut mats for the front and maybe for the back, but at least for the spine here and for the front, or just not even the spine, however you want to decorate it, that's great. So I'm going to do mats that are 4 by 5 1/4 because again, this is just your standard to A2 size card in the front. This is 1 by 5 1/2, so I will cut a mat that's 3/4 by 5 1/4 to go here. And I also want to mat the inside because I want to do something a little different, so I do need another mat for that, same size as the front. And then we need a little piece that's going to nestle in here, and I'm just going to cut it the same size as the frame, which is 5 by 3 3/4, but just a little bit smaller, okay? A little bit smaller than 5, a little bit smaller than 3 3/4, just so it fits in there nicely. Okay, and I'll be right back. I have all my pieces cut here. I'm going to put some of them to the side for a moment. So I'm just going to open this up, and for the front of my card, I have that pretty little rainbow paper. And I'm going to notch out this bottom area here. And I'm just going to glue that down to the front. And then we have that little piece for the spine. Again, if you want to decorate the whole thing in the back, go for it. I'm just going to do this, I think the spine in the front. And I cut the piece first at 5 1/4, so it's all the same. And then I cut the little 3/4 off, and then I cut the 4. So it's basically the same paper. Again, just glue that down, and I'll be right back. Okay, done with that. I'm just going to turn this over, and I've already made my corner rounding for the one that's going to go inside here. This paper does have a direction though, so make sure you're paying attention to that. And before I glue that down though, I'm going to use this little piece of organza ribbon I just happen to have. And so this is the only length I have of it, and it's really pretty, really delicate. So I'm just going to fold it in half. It looks like it's about 2 feet. And I'm just going to cut it right down the center. We'll deal with those ends later. Actually, we know what we'll deal with them right now. So whenever I have something like this, I always like to seal the edges by giving them a little quick hit with a lighter, just like that, just so it doesn't fray later. I'm not super concerned with the piece that's on the inside, but since this is going to be there and it is going to be something that the person or whoever receives it will be tying and closing and stuff like that, I just want to make sure it's going to be okay. And so I'm going to put that down first on both sides. So I'm just going to take some of this tape to help me do that with. Sometimes a wet glue, you have to sit and wait for it to dry, so it's kind of not so helpful when you're using ribbon like this. So what I'm going to do is just put some pieces of tape down. And I'll do the same thing, kind of in the same area on the other side, and I'll be right back. And if you took the time to seal your edges, make sure that's the one that's, you know, facing out. This other part can stay on the inside, and that's fine. I only want to catch like an inch of this, and I'm just eyeballing kind of where that is. But I suppose if you have a grid mat like I have here, you can kind of pay attention to where you're putting it. So that way it's the same on both sides. You're more assured of that. So I will do that, I suppose. Let me put this here. And it's just right about there. Okay. And then this other one. And the other side. Again, I'll pay attention to about where I put it. And something like that. A little bit more. Okay. And so now I will glue this side down right on top of this, and I'll be right back. Okay, we got that. So pretty. And then on this side, maybe I should put the glue a little bit further in. Actually, I can remove it, because I didn't stick it down too much. But I'm just going to push it back towards there. Only because I had to put my frame down, and I forgot that the frame ends at a certain point where the tape is not. Okay, like about there. And so we're just going to put our frame down again, you know, really square it up, make sure everything's good. Before we really add this, if you're going to score this at all with a scoring, you know, bone folder, make sure that's done. And we're going to add this on. Now this glue dries really, really fast, so if anything, I should probably use a glue that's a little slower drying so I can mess with it, but that's okay. I'm going to put this in here. I'm just eyeballing side to side. I am putting it a little bit further out towards the corner, towards the edge over here. Okay, I'm just going to hold that down and massage this inside part so that those pieces stay down and glued, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'm ready for this piece. Now again, remember I made it so it's just the same dimensions, 5 by 3 3/4, but just a little bit smaller than that. So I just took it back, you know, on the cutter, so it's like just the smallest smidge smaller than the 5 by 3 3/4. Also, because I want to fit snugly, but you never know when you're bone folding and scoring, and maybe, you know, it's a little bit wonky, so it's just a little bit small all around. And I'll just pop that in there. And just, see, that little area kind of wants to poke up, and that's okay. But that's kind of why I went ahead and took it down a little smaller. Okay, I'm going to massage that until that's nice and dry, and I'll be right back. So you guys, how cute and sweet is this? Let me show you. Look at that. So cute. And then you have your little ties. Of course, we'll tie it later, but, you know, and you have an inch of height. I mean, if you want to make it higher or however it is you want to do it, I think this is good because it keeps it nice and sturdy, but if you need it to be whatever it is, just make the calculations for that. But there it is. If you want to put your same paper here, however you want to do it. What I'm going to do is grab some pieces so we can decorate the front, and we have our sweet little box. Look at that. Now, I did move it closer to the edge, like I said, because of I wanted to trap this better. But if you want this further back, just put it wherever you like. It's not the big deal. I just wanted to make sure that it's not going to get in the way so close that when you go to close this too, sometimes it'll obstruct it, and then it'll just keep it kind of up and open. So however you like, but I'll be right back. This is so hard to choose because we have all these fun, I mean, everything in here can go on this. That'd be really sweet. Oh, we do have this little lady too. I was going to use the dimensional one, so, but how cute is that? So hard to choose. Oh, now I'm thinking I need to use that too. I was going to use these pieces. So put that there, and then maybe a little something else. And the word dreams, and then our little dimensional lady. And I always like when things are on carriers like this that are see-through, so I can kind of see where do I want to put her if I put her on there. Oh my gosh, so cute. That's really sweet, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put that on there for now. Okay, so let's go with these. And I'm going to stick these down pretty flat other than our little dimensional gal there. So sweet. And there's lots of little things you can stick here and there, you know, all these little tiny doodads. I'm just putting this on here. And the word dreams. So cute. Oh, you know what? There's a smaller one. Maybe that's what I need. Just a little smaller guy. Okay, let me put her down and then we'll see exactly what it is that I want to do. How cute. I'm messy how to use this. I really want to use this little hot air balloon. I think it's adorable. Oh, you know what? Maybe we can use it on the inside. Just in here somewhere. Oh, cute. Put both of them. And there you go, cute little trinket box. You know, of course Miranda's gonna end up with this one because she's not gonna allow me to do anything else with it other than give it to her. But if you're new to my channel, Miranda is my 6-year-old daughter. A girly girl who likes to wrestle with her brothers. All right. And how sweet is that? All right, guys, so we have a couple projects here made from the card kit. You know, both different, in my opinion, in style, but very, very sweet and very cute. So thanks for watching, guys. Spellbinders, thank you for sending these items for my review. I'll have some images for you guys there to check out, and I will have the links in the description box. Again, with the club kit, really easy to manage, easy to sign up. You get 10% off your purchases on their website once you're a member. It's just reflected in the price that you see. It's not something that comes off later at the end. So easy to manage. You can skip, you can cancel, you can customize, you can change the club you're in. You can be a member of a few clubs because sometimes if you're not a member of Value Club, you might want, you know, the small and like the stamp or something. And so those are two different clubs, but it's, you know, the same. It's no bother if you're a member of 3 or 4 different things or just the one Value Club or however you want to do it. So yeah, so definitely check it out. I'll have the links for you guys. This is the February kit. So if you were to sign up today or if you already signed up, this is what you're getting in February on the day that you have signed up for. It is not a calendar thing that they do. It's if you sign up today, I can't remember if it's the 4th or the 5th, you will be on the 4th or the 5th every month. It's not going to reset to the 1st. So always keep that in mind. I know some people ask about moving to the 1st. If you're going to do that, you can try contacting Spellbinders, but basically what I would do is just cancel the subscription, the one that's coming up, and then sign up again today. That way you're signed up for today. And then the following months, you'll always be on the 4th or 5th, whatever day today is. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.